I help a lot of people with eBay over the years through various groups and speaking at conferences. I've gone to people's homes to help them be better at what they're trying to do. And one consistent theme that I find that is costing people a lot of money, and it might be you as well, and that is you're spending way too much time with wrapping and shipping, with packaging things. You need to spend as much time as needed and no more to get things out the door fast. You don't make money when you're wrapping packages. You make money when you're listing. That's the most control you have over making money on eBay. Obviously, that assumes you're sourcing properly and you make sure you're finding items at sales that are dirt cheap, as we do on this channel, so that you have lots of room for profit, lots of room to make and send offers and all of that. But in general, you're going to make your money when you list. You're not going to make money if you have a whole mountain of unlisted inventory that you got for a great deal. People say you make your money when you buy your items to sell. That's not true. There's a proven Amazon group. That's their big buzzword. You make your money when you buy. That's not true. Not for eBayers, at least, and not for most people, because a lot of that mountain of eBay just sits there and you're losing money because you're in the warehouse business, not in the selling business. That mountain of unlisted items that you have, the death pile, make it a money pile by listing those items. Stop making zero warehousing a bunch of inventory that cannot sell until you list it. I'm going to show you here in a minute. I'm going to prove to you that you're spending too much time shipping and wrapping boxes. You're not making as much. I often am looking for ways to pack cheaper. I'm often looking for filler. We call that dunnage in the packing industry. Things such as styrofoam peanuts, air pillows, wadded up paper, all of that stuff is called dunnage. You want to ship in a box or packaging that is large enough to be able to protect inside, that you can wrap something around the item. You may not be selling your great-grandmother's depression glass. You may not be selling that. You may be selling lightweight books and magazines, but you still want protection around your item. This is the crux of what I'm about to show you. You spend too much time trying to find the perfect box, and you spend too much time, if you can't, cutting it down, sizing it, getting one of those box cutters and folding it just right and scoring it, and all that stuff costs you a lot of money. What you need to do is find a box that basically works, and then fill it up with dunnage, tape it, and move on. Obviously, if your box is too large, it's going to go into the oversized cost category and cost you too much money. If you have a 15 by 15 box and you're shipping a tiny set of 10 magazines about painting. But within reason, of course. It doesn't matter if your box is a little bit large. Just stuff it with a bunch of dunnage. Dunnage is everywhere. No one pays attention to what they can use as dunnage. I want you to start having your eyes. Anytime you go to a store to buy something that you have to pick up from the back, like a furniture store, you've bought your old geezer uncle a lazy boy recliner, and you go to the back and they load it into your van. If you see them unwrap that recliner from its original box, those furniture stores in the past, whenever I've been back there, they throw away tons of styrofoam. That's gold. You having a lot of styrofoam, it basically is zero weight, so it doesn't add any weight whatsoever that is significant. You can fill up those empty spaces in boxes that aren't quite small enough to fit your item and move on. Styrofoam breaks easily. You can actually buy a styrofoam cutter from Amazon that cuts styrofoam if you want to go that far. It saves all the mess. Styrofoam, every time you break it, pieces go everywhere and you've got to vacuum them up. It's really a mess, but it works. But if you want to get a styrofoam cutter, that's fine too. I just want you to stop worrying about your box being perfect. Get the thing wrapped and move on. Dunnage, as far as dunnage goes, I want to show you a couple of things. About 10 years ago, we had it so good in the dunnage department. Those of us who knew this trick, which was basically me and a few people I showed on the eBay group I founded, and that is, what do you have too many of around the house? You have a bunch of plastic bags all over the place. Everyone gives away plastic bags with handles, every grocery store, everywhere. Another thing that we had overrun 10 years ago and earlier were newspapers. Newspapers were everywhere. Everyone subscribed to a daily newspaper. If you didn't, all your neighbors did, and you could get all the newspaper you wanted. That made perfect dunnage. It was so nice because you could do this. You wad up a few pages of newspaper and you put it in I'm showing you with clear here, but a lot of these plastic bags you get at the grocery store are white or colored. It doesn't matter. But you see, I've wadded up a bunch of newspapers, tied the handles together, and that makes great dunnage. It's fast, it's easy, it's free. You have way too much newspaper and way too much plastic bags, except now no more newspapers. Basically, newspapers are dead. Good. They should be. They were terrible. Almost every newspaper ever in business was like one of those Mobius strips, one-sided. Unbiased reporting, sure. So it's good that they've all gone basically bankrupt. But it doesn't do us any good whenever we need dunnage. But you get plenty of catalogs in the mail, especially around Christmas time, but all sorts of junk mail and junk catalogs and Land's End and Joseph A. Banks. You get a weekly flyer. That used to be color inserts in newspapers. Now they send it to you in the mail and you get 15 pages of colored insert flyers for pizza and tire changes and things like that. That can all be used as dunnage inside the plastic bags that you have too many bags of. You've got bags all over your house. Grab those plastic bags, grab your trash once in a while, and just make some dunnage. Now, back in the day, this was important to put it in the bags because newspaper always gets all over you. If you ever handle newspaper, if any of you are old enough to remember, I'm not quite old enough to remember, but I recall my great-grandpappy talking about reading newspapers, and he said it would get all over your hands, that newsprint. Well, that's why you don't want to wad up newspapers and stuff them in the box you're shipping something in. That newsprint's going to get all over everything that you're shipping. But these bags solved the problem. Since we can't have unlimited supply of newspapers anymore, you just have to find what you can. Another thing, believe it or not, your empty tape rolls can be dunnage. They're fairly lightweight. They're very sturdy. There are times that I have some fragile jewelry pieces. They're small and they fit inside a 2-inch or 3-inch packing tape roll, and you've got an unlimited supply of packing tape roll because you go through it all the time mailing things, and they make very sturdy holders. What you can do is put fragile items inside there, and then wrap the roll inside a piece of bubble wrap to close off the top and bottom, and basically tape it well, stick it in a color poly mailer bag, slap a label on, and you're done. However, what you really want to do is, I'm talking about these real thin mailers, put your label on first before you put anything odd shaped like an empty tape roll you've prepped with a small item of some kind. Always put your label on the poly bag before you insert and seal something like this, because then the label will be flat on the bag. It's really hard to put a label on a poly mailer when it's got something odd shaped inside. I hope that makes sense. But in general, did you ever think, well, I can fill up a box with a bunch of these. If I have a box that's too big, I'm mailing something, I can fill it up with a bunch of these because I've got a ton of these, only you don't because you throw them away. Stop throwing them away. And there's something else. I'm about to prove to you why all of this really makes you a lot of money. So stick with me. I'm almost there, but I need to show you one more thing. I have on this channel shown you before why everyone here should have a label printer for their mailing labels. If you do anything else, it's ridiculous. You're wasting a bunch of time and money. Here's a little video that I made one morning before I printed off all of my daily labels, and you'll see what I mean. You just press print and it's done in like 3 seconds, even if you've got 20 labels or something. 4 seconds, and it's done. I'm going to print my labels for the day. They're done. Done and done. Wasn't that wonderful? Okay, that's pretty cool. What you may not know is the back of those labels is done. You can use lightweight paper. You can wad up. You can put them in those grocery bags. They're really not enough to do that. You can just fill in smaller boxes, like a little 5x5 box that you've got a jewelry item in, or some small fountain pen or whatever, and you just need to fill up some space, and it's not a real heavy box. You can wad up 2 or 3 feet of the back of mailing labels, and it makes great dunnage. I'm going to show you here. Here's my current box of mailing label backs. I use a Rollo because it's the best and the most reliable, not the wireless, the wired, most reliable, and I save all of the backs of my labels. And here's proof. After a day's mailing or 2 days mailing, you have a lot of this stuff that you just throw away in the past. Don't throw it away. It wads up and allows you to use dunnage in smaller boxes. Just wad this stuff up. It doesn't weigh anything, and it takes up a bunch of air room, and you don't have to find a perfect box, and you don't have to spend time cutting down a box. And I don't think you should use these 2-up labels anymore. 8.5 by 11 sheets. They call them 2-ups. Each one is the size of a normal piece of paper, and you can print 2 labels on each one, and they peel off. This one happens to be from UPS. I used to use these for UPS labels. You can buy them in bulk and just get them pretty cheap, but you have to print them on a regular printer, not your fast Rollo label maker printer. And they require ink, unlike your Rollo label maker printer, which does not require that you ever buy ink. But the backs of these are made from the same material that the Rollo labels are made from. And if you still use these 2-up labels, save the backs, wad them up, throw them in a box somewhere, as I showed you here for my smaller Rollo labels, and you've got a bunch of dunnage to put inside corners of boxes. They're not going to work for heavy items in a box to protect those, but they're going to work for a lot of things that you ship, and you don't have to cut down boxes. Then you can use this method of saving catalogs you get in the mail and making dunnage with these bags for larger holes that you have in boxes and for heavier items, because this will protect heavier merchandise. If you've bubble wrapped fragile glass well, especially in 1-inch thick bubble wrap, and then maybe put corrugated cardboard around that. And then you find a box for it. You're never going to find a box that's perfect. Well, find a box that's a little bit large, make 3 or 4 of these, stuff them in the bottom, put your bubble wrapped glassware in there, tape your invoice with your handwritten note to your buyer on top of that so they always see it when they open your box. And then before you close the flap, put 2 or 3 more of these bags of dunnage on top of that box, close the box, tape it, and done. If you start cutting down the box and you start trying to make it fit, it's just costing you a lot of time. Time is money. What if you spent just 5 minutes every day that you're wrapping? This is my conclusion. Every day you're wrapping. If you know of anyone that does this, send them this video. And if I'm going to make you money here in a second, click like for me. I really need that. I'm not getting very many views. I think this material is pretty helpful. I want to keep offering it. Please click like. Please subscribe and hit the bell notification if you haven't yet. I know you hear that all the time. You rarely hear that from me, but I need your help. I need you to do it. Otherwise, I'm going to stop making these, and I don't want to do that. But I'm about to make you some money if you cut down boxes right now. If you spend only 5 minutes a day making a box work that really you could just toss in 3 or 4 or 5 pieces of dunnage that I've already shown you how to get free, styrofoam you get from a furniture store, just drive around to the back of the dock and ask them if you can have some of their styrofoam. I bet they have boatloads that they're willing to give you. It helps if you're a customer of that place and you can honestly say, we bought furniture here and I'm just wondering if you have any spare styrofoam, and they'll go, we dream about styrofoam. We see it so often every day. As long as you get all this free dunnage, your boxes can be large and you're not going to be cutting them down and scoring and taping and folding, all that stuff. You're going to save 5 minutes a day if you use free dunnage. How many listings can you list in 5 minutes? No doubt, at least one, right? You can list at least one item extra in 5 minutes. If it takes you longer than 5 minutes to list something, and I'm talking about just the standard thing, you sell a lot of books, just one of the books that you normally sell, you sell Bibles, okay? Do you sell comic books, okay? Just normal things. There might be some really fragile, one-of-a-kind, rare item that takes you 15 minutes to list and photograph, okay. But most of the time, you're going to be able to list things in 5 minutes or less. If I save you 5 minutes, by begging you, never cut down a box again. Just fill it with dunnage, tape it, and move on. I have made you money every single day. What is your average selling price? You should know that. If your average selling price is about $21 an item that you sell, I've just made you an extra $21 a day. That's like $150 a week extra I've just made you by saving you that 5 minutes of time, and you don't have to cut down. You don't have to buy a box cutter. Just have dunnage and fill it in. Stop making your boxes work. It's not that important. Save that money. Stop fighting boxes. Stop scoring your boxes. Stop cutting your boxes. All of that stuff. Fill it up with dunnage, tape it, move on, and list one more item every day. And you're going to be a lot wealthier after a year or two. Heck, you'll be wealthier in a month. You'll be wealthier the next day probably, because you listed one extra item. The more you list, the more you sell. The less you list, the more you pay to warehouse all that spare inventory that's doing you no good and making you no money. You only make money on eBay when you list. List at least one more item every day and stop fighting your boxes.